Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead video, and today we have some big The Walking Dead spin-off news, with The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon being its confirmed name and Rise the Dead just being a working title like Isle of the Dead and Summit. And the big news, Carol will be in Season 2, and all those rumours that we had for the past few months are true. We have official set photos now of Carol with Daryl in France for the second season of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. And it is great to see Carol again, and she's back. She's back way sooner than I thought she was. I thought maybe end of Season 2, but they're probably still near the start of filming Season 2, so Carol was just going to be teleported straight into this season. And it's great to see her. There's a few little questions of, she was a big role in the Commonwealth like government. What's happening there? So hopefully a lot of things are explained with Carol. She's not like Daryl and some other characters we could pick up, leave and plop into another location. Carol has a lot of roots by the end of The Walking Dead, so they better be explaining them. And it feels a bit weird having Carol in the Daryl Dixon show when in Season 2 and beyond it's going to be the Carol and Daryl show. But I would not be surprised. That would change again because of the fact Carol will be a big character moving forwards in this show for however long it goes on, for me, 4 more seasons, stuff like that. But the big thing is, how does she get to France? We know roughly how Daryl gets to France. The little teaser trailer we get shows that Daryl ends up shipwrecked on France. So he was obviously looking for Rick, he was exploring, he was on a boat, the boat sinks or something like that happens, and he ends up on France by accident. But Carol's there on purpose, and I think the whole point of Carol and the whole plot for her will be is she went to France to go and find Daryl. Daryl was missing, and that's why she's in Season 1. Daryl went off to go find something, and he never came back, so Carol went off to go find Daryl. One issue I would have is that we don't see how she gets there. I really hope we do, because it looks like we're not going to see how Daryl gets there. We might hear about it, but the characters will be in France. I had a theory a couple months back where I said if they did a Season 2 with Carol, they would have maybe 2 plot lines, one in America, one in France, and it would help explain how Carol gets to France instead of her just teleporting. So I'm a bit worried it's going to be like Carol teleports into Season 2 and she's there now it's the Daryl and Carol show. Hopefully we get some explanation, and her reason to get to France is different. It's clear that she'll be there to go and find Daryl, that's the only reason she's there. But hopefully she plays an important role to the story, and maybe she's the reason Daryl eventually gets back. Now that Carol's there, I do not see them lasting too much longer in France. Maybe she gets tied into the big effects with Daryl trying to stop the bad guy, and she gets tied into that. But I definitely think Carol will be the thing that makes Daryl go home. Or definitely by the end of the show, Carol goes home because she has to help run the Commonwealth. So what's really happened in the Commonwealth? That's another interesting factor with Carol. So her time on the show has to be limited. She can't go to France and stay there forever. She's got an entire city to help run. So she goes on to this. She is a ticking time clock to try and force Daryl to come back to her. And maybe Daryl decides, because the whole point of Daryl in this story is they said that Daryl's finding where he's meant to be. So maybe by the end of this, Daryl and Carol will break up, and Daryl will stay in France when Carol takes a ride back to America. And that is my little video. So what do you think about the return of Carol? Are you excited to see her again in France? Or would you rather she gets her own spin-off? Or would she be in a different spin-off altogether? I'd like to know all your thoughts and opinions down below on Carol. But this is it for me today. So goodbye, peace out, and I'll see you in my next video.